Party God Squad, hello! Let's get right into the nitty-gritty, shall we? I can't do a regular episode. There's an elephant in the room, and he's orange, and he's weird guy. There's no wild night that could top this wild week. Plus, I have to talk about it for the keepsake of history. That's right, I could be in the history classes one day. Well, not our history classes. We won't have history classes at this point because we're becoming history again. A lot of people were surprised by the election results. I was not. This is a stolen country built on the backs of 15 million human trafficked individuals. And now it's run by the ancestors of those who did the trafficking. Why are we acting like racism isn't this nation's thing? The term token black guy was normalized on television programming since millennials were just kids. And that was considered gentler racism than television programs that came before it. Why are you acting like you forgot that? You sit at the same kitchen table as your uncle. You know what he says, babe. He's a voter, as of recently. And we're sitting here acting surprised that Kamala lost when women. We can't even get safe abortions in every state in these here United States. You can be optimistic for a woman president, but you can't be surprised, dear. In the liberal town of New York City, it's very difficult for a middle-class white woman with good insurance to get an abortion. Now, name a state that you can't find on the map and tell me old girl's gonna have an easy peasy lemon squeezy abortion there. And also, the town folk are gonna vote for a gal to run things. And I'll show you Deluluville, USA population U. You can be optimistic that we'll have a woman president, but you can't act surprised when it doesn't happen, honey. No, ma'am. In a country where a delightful ass drag queen wants to wake up or continue from the night before on a goddamn Sunday, the Lord's Day by the way, and read your yapping ass hobbit child who looks all the way like his daddy, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, when they could be singing It's All Coming Back to me now at drag bingo and making $100 a lap if they sing it out and don't lip sync. And our politicians would rather put the kibosh on that while letting some trenched coat joker wannabe pew 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 up our escuelas, leaving families grieving and childless in the one place besides their own homes they're supposed to be safe. Oof. You thought that country was going to put a female president in office? Say it with me. You can be optimistic for a female president, but you can't be surprised when she doesn't win, love bug. Let's move on to the blue bracelets, shall we? There's a movement where white women would like to wear blue bracelets on their wrists to symbolize it wasn't them. They didn't vote for Trump. At first I thought, corny, slap a cop if you really an ally. Then I watched a bunch of videos on differing opinions. Some people have felt safe in their towns in the past few days if they've seen white women wearing them. Some are like, girl, this is too much. Stop. This is not a Taylor Swift concert. Our rights are on the line. And I'm not about to thank you for your service. I owe you not. So it's a spectrum of emotions, as to be expected. I'm mixed, and I present, I'd say, a bit white. So I hope I'm never out with a group of women rocking the blue bracelet and get mistaken for a Trumper. That's why I'm inventing the mixed girl pinky ring. I'm joking, you silly goose. No mixed people are putting on pinky rings. So just laugh while you're still allowed. Here's an idea in lieu, or in addition to the I'm one of the good ones bracelets. The holidays are around the corner. Now, I want you to think back to all that red-hot gusto you had in 2020 to support Black-owned businesses and revisit that route. Most people in the U.S. are addicted to Amazon, and how could you not be? Stuff can literally come so fast, and their return policy is a zoo. But time is money. So spend a little extra time this year paying attention to where you spend and who you're giving that money to. Your money to. Maybe, just maybe, you channel all that anger and disappointment and alchemize that rage into a female-owned and operated Black business. Oh, the shipping is 4 days instead of 2. Good thing you got your bracelet to pass the time. That's how you make real change, folks. Not by just complaining and screaming into the void. You can do that. That's your right. But change comes from the dollar. And until you fucking get it, you won't get it. This is a capitalist country, and where you spend your dollar matters. So put your money where your mouth is. Switching gears, people are mad at Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls, now in Sunset Boulevard on Broadway. Last week's Broadway baby who could do no wrong. Oh, how the tables have turned. People are mad at her because she commented on a post of Russell Brand's where he was holding up a MAGA hat, or it looked like a MAGA hat, but it said, "Make Jesus first again." That doesn't even make sense. First of all, and I've said it before on this podcast, and I'll say it again, Jesus was a socialist hippie who hung out with the sick, the poor, and the outcast. He partied and he healed people. He was a joy to be around, and he turned the other cheek and operated from a place of love. And he was Black. You racist, xenophobic, homophobic individuals who voted for Trump would not have been on his VIP list. You do not put his values first, and when you do meet him one day, I hope he has mercy on your goddamn soul, babes, because God don't like ugly. Anywho, folks are mad at Nicole Scherzinger because she commented on the post, "Where do I get this hat?" Hit the brakes. Maybe the girl has a friend named Jesus, and he's been playing second chair in his jazz band because the first chair's dad is the conductor. Make Jesus first again. Or maybe she's a Trumper. But oh, how the mighty have fallen. You had her on this pedestal for the last month as if she reinvented the wheel, as if she didn't tell you who she was 20 years ago. Or did you forget she asked your boyfriend if he wished you were as hot as her? That she was a freak and that he could hit it raw? Oh, you forgot that she said if it ain't love, it just ain't enough to leave a happy home. It's funny you sang it, but you forgot this woman told you 20 years ago she wasn't a girl's girl. Yes, people can change, but you know. And this could also be her controversy. That's right, her Hollywood controversy. She might have said that shit just so this could be happening right now. Or she knew Trump was gonna win, so she was making sure those Trumpers were in that Broadway theater in 2025. Filling those seats on a January 6th girls trip. She said, I gotta find a new audience. But she told us this 20 years ago. When I grow up, I want to be famous. Now I got a confession. When I was young, I wanted attention. She said, I want this heat, and I'll comment anything to get it. She told us who she was already, and you sang along, but now you want to act surprised. She also liked RFK's post, apparently, which, of course she did. Did you hear the song Buttons? The woman didn't know how to get her own straps undone without the help of an uninterested man. But she told you that 20 years ago. Hey, if it walks like a duck. And by the way, if you're out here mad at a Pussycat doll for commenting on a photo, and you're gonna go break bread with your white grandfather, who you've heard drop the N-word, by the way, and not when he was reading off a piece of paper that said all the words he shouldn't say. He was saying it for sport. But you're mad at a Pussycat doll? You're mad at a Pussycat doll, but your mom was at a rally because she thinks Trump's really gonna save the unborn babies. They're a cluster of cells, hon, and your live, laugh, love sign is crooked. There ain't no babies, we're saving women. And you're allowed to be mad at a Pussycat doll. That's your right, for now. He might appoint her secretary of opinions, and you might go to jail if you tell one more person only go see the show if her understudy is on. So be mad at a Pussycat doll, but only if you're willing to have hard conversations with your loved ones or someone in your immediate world who voted against basic human equality. If you're choosing to go home for the holidays with people who voted against your rights for whatever their reasons might be, racist, misogynist, brainwashed. If you're choosing to put yourself in that orbit and you're not choosing to have real conversations about sparking change and evolution in them, because that is your job should you choose to be around them. If you have the knowledge or the complexion for the protection, that's your fucking job. Not getting mad at Nicole Scherzinger for being who she always told us she was. And you don't even know this woman, but you do know your dad, and you know your cousins. Hell, you know your friends. Alchemize your rage because we know who you're really mad at. And use it to have eye contact ass conversations. For Pete's sakes, folks. A lot of people are scared. And to everyone who's newly scared, it's wild on this side of the tracks, but myself and many others who've grown up feeling like their country and their government is not on their side are not willing to be your shoulder to cry on this time. We've not had the privilege to cry our way out of this one. So pull your bootstraps up, pay attention to where you shop, and have the hard conversations with people who you say you love and who say they love you, but voted against your rights. And lastly, pour into your community. You got a little extra to give to someone who needs a little extra? Give it. Do a random act of kindness. Hold the door open and say thank you if someone holds the door open for you. I mean, it's so basic, you guys. Oh, and stop littering. It's the ickiest of icks. There's trash cans everywhere. And if you need that to sink in a little bit, this is a short episode. Play it again. A few weeks ago, I had a story submitted by Dusty, who is an indigenous writer and psychedelic enthusiast from Indiana. He had a piece called Blood in Bohemia published in Adelaide Literary Magazine. It's about all the violence they have in Broad Ripple, Indiana from the weekend party scene. Broad Ripple is an art borough in Indianapolis with great culture during the week, but on the weekends, their bars attract people from all over the city who come and they cause problems. So, if you enjoyed Dusty's story, perhaps you'll enjoy his insightful and informative article. And speaking of articles, I was featured in Canvas Rebel magazine. They gave me a full interview and I'm so proud of it, so I'll also link that article if you'd like to check that out. I hope you can find some joy in this upcoming week. I hope you can get wild in whatever way that resonates with you. And if you have a wild night story that you would like to have retold on the podcast, you can email me at wildnightswithrocky@gmail.com. In the meantime, please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. You can follow me at Wild Nights with Rocky on TikTok and Instagram, at Wild Nights Pod on Twitter. If you'd like to support the show for $2 or $5 a month, you can join my Patreon. You can also watch the show with your eyes on YouTube. A big thank you and a future thank you to everyone who's written and everyone who will write a review when this episode is over. It really does make a difference. And until next time, stay wild. Is it?